watching Venture Capital with me, Katie Pilbeam. Welcome to our Christmas show. I'm going to be joined by the one and only Max Keiser for his views on bankers' bonuses and lots more. Plus, I went to a toy store to find out what retailers are doing to compete with the e-commerce boom here in Russia. Corporate crackers on the way, some fun stocking fillers as well. So sit back, relax with a couple of eggnog or mulled wine or sherry, whatever it is you fancy. Although you might want to be spitting it out in just a minute or two when I tell you about this, because bankers' bonuses already a topic of frustration and irritation. Well, they're set to almost double, yeah. Managing directors at banks in London are set for a 44% rise in bonuses. At least that's according to financial recruitment firm Asbury Marsden. Anyway, so if we rewind back to February, you'll remember the EU set out a law to control bankers' bonuses. But the UK challenged this, and it's yet to be implemented in London. Now, one man who is always brutally frank about his views on this particular topic, yes, I'm talking about the one and only Max Keiser from the Keiser Report, and he's joining me from London now. So Max, despite all the attempts to rein in bankers' bonuses, they seem to be getting even bigger. What is going on right now?
Well, we've seen the past 10 years or so an innovation in central banking came in under Bernanke. It used to be when the Fed printed lots of money, you'd see prices of wages, consumer items, and assets go up in value. But under Bernanke, there's been an innovation in central banking where they print money and they put it directly into the pockets of bankers, so wages don't go up. So it's a beautiful new world where the central banks simply hand over billions of dollars to their cronies in the banking system, and wages never go up. So this is the new world order.
I want to ask you, it is Christmas and all of that. Have you had to buy your favourite banker, Jamie Dimon, a Christmas present this year? What would it be and why?
I think if I could give Jamie Dimon a present for Christmas, it would be syphilis, so that he can experience firsthand what everyone around the world experiences with his day-to-day banking terrorism.
What about George Osborne then? What would he get from you?
Well, for George Osborne, my first choice would be maybe a little polonium-210, but maybe if I'm not that aggressive, something along the lines of some foie gras from a foie gras farm in France to kind of personify what's happening to the world's banks. They're being stuffed with all this cheap cash, and in the end, they're going to be harvested. And his liver, along with a bunch of ducks, will be exhumed, taken out, and sold on the open market.
Right. You're hired as the JP Morgan Christmas Party Entertainment. What would you do?
For the Christmas party entertainment at JP Morgan, that's a good question. I guess we'd have to hire some the cast of the Sopranos to come in and reenact some of the famous scenes there where several people got whacked. I think that would be very entertaining. You could tape it and put it on pay-per-view. I think it's a fantastic way to extend the brand of JP Morgan. JP Morgan meets the Sopranos. See bankers get gunned down while you're cheering on the likes of Tony Soprano. This is a great cross-media opportunity.
Okay, you've been hired as a chef for the Christmas party for those Wall Street bankers. What are you going to cook up?
Oh, well, I'm going to stick to my foie gras theme, I think, for the Christmas dinner for the banksters. Again, you have to give them a visual reference of what happens when ducks like them are plucking the world economy. Their livers get extended and fat to the point where they must be harvested. So 2014 will be the year that the world harvests the banker's liver. They take all that money that's been stuffed down their gullet and they break it open like a piñata. And all that money is distributed to those who have been screwed and plucked and abused by these horrible banksters. So 2014 is the year of the banker piñata. Everyone should get a big stick and prepare themselves for this.
Okay, and while they're tucking into that, what's going to be inside those Christmas crackers on the dinner table?
On the Christmas crackers, I think we're going to find many Bitcoin, because the Bitcoin is going to be the gift that keeps on giving for 2014. I myself purchased this lovely jacket from Tom Baker in Soho using Bitcoin, and this is a roving phenomenon across the city of London. Merchants are realizing that it's Bitcoin or bust. You don't want to do business with the banksters. Bitcoin is the future.
Nice. And what world leader are you going to be dressing up as a Christmas turkey?
The Christmas turkey this year undoubtedly has got to be Tony Blair. He likes getting naked. He likes dressing up in string bikinis. He likes parading around, flashing his moobs, these male breasts that hang down. And he likes to do this in the public. I think he'd make the perfect Christmas turkey. He loves being stuffed from the bankers from behind. And he's a guy that looks great on a plate.
Nice. And you are casting, you're the casting director of the Nativity play. You've got to do a baby Jesus, the angel, and of course the donkey.
Well, this year's Nativity is quite, I think, obvious. The baby Jesus is personified by Satoshi Nakamoto and Bitcoin. I think that's pretty obvious. And then you have the angel would be my co-host, Stacey Herbert, on the Keiser Report. She's an angelic presence that makes the show special. And then the donkey, unquestionably, would have to be, reaching back into the past, Gordon Brown. It makes a perfect donkey. He's the guy who sold half of Britain's gold supply at the absolute multi-decade low. So he's really the arse of the century.
Thank you so much for that insight. Have yourself a brilliant Christmas.
My pleasure. See you next year.
See you next year. And now let's get some Christmas corporate news, because it seems like Russians, well, this year they want really old things in their stockings. Yeah, that's right. According to Russian online auction Molotov.ru survey, antique goods are the best sellers this year. The most demanded things are antique books, dolls, silver dishes and Christmas tree decorations. In the last 3 weeks alone, more than 5,000 antique items have been sold. And Christmas time is all about blossoming friendships. And Russia's energy giant Rosneft and the US major ExxonMobil have completed the creation of a joint venture. ExxonMobil will spend up to $300 million on developing oil reserves in Western Siberia. And Rosneft will have access to Exxon's projects in the Gulf of Mexico and Alaska. And staying with energy, although slightly lacking that festive spirit though, Russia's Gazprom will lower the amount it plans to spend on investments next year by more than 20%. The gas giant's 2014 investment program will be more than $4.3 billion down from the amount spent this year. Now, the idea of Christmas shopping on a lit-up, festive high street is often much nicer than the reality of crazy crowds, endless queues and stressful traffic jams. Now, this is exactly why online shopping is now bigger than ever. So shops, they're getting creative, coming up with ways to make the trip worthwhile. And now that e-commerce is taking Russia by storm, department store attractions are getting bigger and better, as I found out. The battle between e-commerce and the high street is well and truly on, and that's because internet shopping over the last decade has completely blown up, and it's taking off here in Russia now. And that's why you've got interactive department stores like this being set up. This one's called Children's World here in Moscow, enticing people away from their computers, out of their pajamas, into their cars, into the traffic jams, getting them here to have some serious fun, so making it more of a social family day out. And there's lots of things to attract them. We're talking fun fair rides, face paints, candy floss, magical shows and princesses. It's all going on and it's great fun. But while this all looks like great fun when it comes to e-commerce, well, it's a force to be reckoned with. Here in Russia, there are 60 million internet users. That's the most in Europe. And that's why international companies like eBay and Amazon, they're looking at tapping into the market next year. Zara's already launched their online store. Now, if we talk about money, well, this is the interesting part, because by 2014, Russians will be spending $31 billion online. By 2015, that number will go up to almost $40 billion. Now, the reason why these numbers are climbing so fast is because Russians are changing their attitude to buying online. Whereas in the past, they've always liked to pay for items in cash. Now they're getting more comfortable with using their credit cards. So you could say that the tide is changing. Now, talking of shipping, one of the reasons why Russians have typically steered away from internet shopping is because Post of Russia is notoriously bad for delivering. Sometimes this part of the process here at the post office can be the most annoying part, because people can wait months on end for a parcel, and that's if it ever arrives at all. Now, post of Russia, they are getting better and they vowed to improve the situation. They're going to do so in a variety of ways, including being more innovative, being less state dependent, as well as improving their online services as well. And all of this is to become more profitable in the long run. They've just introduced an app which you can use on Apple and Android as well. So you can track your parcel, which is a brilliant way of getting it to not wiggle away.
I ain't got time for you, baby.
And the parcels, along with the pressure, is piling up because 50% more parcels are making their way to Russia this year. So let's hope that Santa's elves are hard at work. Now, this year, President Putin has gone all bar humbug on corporate Christmas party plans. In a speech earlier this month, Putin said that employees of state corporations should pay for their own office parties rather than using company funds. So I know just the man to ask. Let's get Tim Kirby in here. From my opinion, why you should care, Tim. No parties, no Christmas parties. What is going on? I'm gutted. What?
Oh, yeah, it's really, really disappointing because you know what? Corporate parties in Russia are the best corporate parties on earth. But on the other hand, you know what? Salaries in Russia sometimes aren't so great, so maybe it would be good to put that money into the pockets of the employees. But that's just my opinion.
That's your opinion. My opinion is I'm a party girl, and I was thinking strippers, champagne, caviar. I was thinking it was all going to go on. I'm absolutely disappointed.
Well, although we don't have strippers, champagne, or caviar, I have something even better. Applebee, come, bring merriment to the RT viewers.
Woo!
Yes.
Okay, this could work.
Yes, and by merriment, a plastic tree and balloons. But whatever.
Woo! And tinsel. We've got tinsel. This is our Christmas party. We will party no matter what Putin says. This is our Christmas show, Venture Capital. We will see you next time. Have a Merry Christmas and take care of yourselves. Woo!